What's up, everyone? It's Fuzzy. Welcome back to yet another MLB recap. We have a lot to talk about today. A big update on Carlos Correa. We know that he had an issue with his right ankle, but now he's dealing with a reoccurring issue in his left foot. Marcus Stroman, he got called out by his former team, the Mets. An anonymous Met said that he was disrespectful yesterday, and the Yankees, they got short-porched against the Orioles yesterday, so a big game and series to break down. Remember, everyone, if you're going to any baseball games or concerts anytime soon, use code Fuzzy on SeatGeek to save yourself 20 bucks off, and thank you so much for the support. We're on the road to 500,000 subs, and without further ado, let's get into the recap. Here we go. The first game from yesterday, the Diamondbacks at the Phillies. If I told you the Diamondbacks took a 5-0 lead after Evan Longoria smashed a 2-run home run and Zach Gallen was on the bump, you probably want to give me your entire 401k and bet it on the Diamondbacks to win, but that's not how baseball works, especially if you put money on that game. Anyways, Zach Gallen, he was really good yet again. He got through 5 without any damage at all, but then the 6 happened when he allowed a few base runners and he was yanked, even though he was just 1 out away, and oh no, Alec Boehm, he singled in Philly's first run, and Brandon Marsh made things even more interesting with a 2-run single to make it 5-3. Trey Turner, he stepped in, and that was his biggest moment of the season so far, his biggest moment since the World Baseball Classic. That is a tie ball game, and now there's a W. Alec Boehm, his game-winning base hit put Philly back in the win column. Zach Gallen, he was not very happy after the game, and no leader should be happy with their team after they botched a W that he should have gotten, and he rightfully held his teammates accountable. That's a game that the Diamondbacks should have won, and to be honest with you, there's being a jerk for no reason, and then there's holding people accountable. And in my opinion, I think that's exactly what Zach Gallen said with this quote. Here we go, the Dodgers and the Braves. What a start for Bryce Elder and Atlanta. That double play halted a potential rally for the Dodgers. Bryce, he got through 4 scoreless innings, and Matt Olson, even though he's been striking out like crazy, at least when he makes contact, he makes it count. 456 feet, nearly 116 miles per hour on that home run. Mookie barreled up one as well, his 11th. He also has a very good 365 on base percentage. So yet again, Mookie is having an elite season. Now we do have some drama, kind of. Remember when Marcell Ozuna hit Will Smith on the backswing and Will Smith kind of called him out? He hit him again, this time on a no-doubt 2-run missile. He nearly matched Matt Olson with that 452-foot blast. Atlanta, their starting pitcher Bryce Elder, he's looking like Ian Anderson 2.0, and hopefully he can stay healthy and keep those mechanics intact, because Ian Anderson, he kind of fell off. I feel bad for him, but Bryce Elder, he struck out 6. He lowers his ERA to just 2.01 on the season. Now the Dodgers did end up tying it up, so Bryce can't get the W, but Ozzie Albies, he lifted one to Mookie, and even though Mookie has one of the best arms I've ever seen, he can't save it. The Braves walk off the Dodgers and they win 4-3. The Angels and the Red Sox, I don't know if this is going to make sense to anyone but me and my little brain, but Zach Neto, he might be the most important player for the Angels this year. Also, Carlos Estevez is in that conversation, maybe Matt Moore, but we expect Ohtani and Mike Trout to do Ohtani and Mike Trout things, but Neto, he's 22 years old. He got drafted last year, and after that 3-run tater, he has 17 RBIs and a 5 DRS defensively at shortstop. He has been a game changer for the Angels, at least in my opinion. Anyways, like I said, Ohtani and Trout, they're going to do their things. Ohtani tomahawks a pitch at his shoulders for a home run, his 12th, and Mike Trout, he says, yeah, if you're going to hit your 12th, I'm going to hit my 12th as well. He has 362 career home runs, passing Joe DiMaggio. Tyler Anderson, he kept Boston at bay. He held them to 1 run over 6 innings. The Angels have won 4 in a row. Look at them. The Angels have won 4 in a row, and the Mariners are looking for their 3rd win in a row, and there's no way they don't get it, right? They're facing the A's, and they have their insane rookie phenom Bryce Miller on the bump. Ken Waldichuk of the A's, he was nasty through the first 3, but man, did he run out of steam fast. Sam Haggerty, he laced a 2-run double, and in the blink of an eye, it's 5-0 after J.P. Crawford and J-Rod both plated 1 on some singles. Now it's time to talk about some history. 6 more scoreless innings for the rookie Bryce Miller. He also struck out 6. His 0.51 whip is the lowest for any starting pitcher through 5 or 6 starts in MLB history. He has 13 hits allowed in 32 innings. Teoscar, he belts one long and deep. He's been slumping, so fans will take any sort of production. The Mariners win their 3rd game in a row, so both the Halo fans and the M's fans just need the Astros to lose, and the Astros, they're facing the Brewers yet again. I don't know about you guys, but I love seeing Yelly go the other way for an extra base hit. Keep upping that slugging percentage. He got on for Willy Adames, and Willie, he goes deep. Yelly now has 13 extra extra base hits and 10 stolen bases. Adames has 9 home runs, but a paltry 290 on base percentage. That's kind of holding him back from having an elite season, but his power is still real nonetheless. Adrian Hauser showed out again on the bump. He tossed another 5 shutout, lowering his ERA to 2.25. He has not allowed a run to score over his last 11 innings, so over the last 2 starts. Owen Miller, he does it again. That's back-to-back games with the home run, and Brian Anderson has matched his entire 2022 production in 51 less games. He had 8 home runs and 28 RBIs in 98 games. This year, in 47 games, 8 home runs, 28 RBIs. Milwaukee has beat the Astros 2 times in a row, and they will be 2 games ahead of the Pirates if Texas can do their job and beat Pittsburgh. I'll just kind of spoil it right now. Texas, they won this game in the first inning as Marcus Stroman belted his 8th home run. He has 40 RBIs, 7 stolen bases, and this is the craziest stat. 7 DRS already. Marcus Stroman is playing like an MVP right now, and so far he has been worth every single penny that the Rangers gave him. Josh Young brought home their second run as Jonah Heim made it a 3 spot after grounding out. All of that was off of Johan Oviedo, who actually dialed in from there. Sure, it was too little, too late, but he did have an immaculate inning if you're brand new to baseball. All that means is that he was as dominant as you can possibly get for one single inning. He had 3 straight strikeouts with 9 straight pitches. Martin Perez got through 7, making it back-to-back starts going 7 innings. He only allowed 2 earned runs. The Rangers are 31-18. We have the Giants and the Minnesota Twins. I'm going to try and say it like the Madagascar character, King Julian. Sorry if that made you cringe. I'm terribly sorry. But Edward Julian smacked a 407-foot leadoff home run, and Matt Wallner doubled in Willie Castro after Willie Castro got on with the double. San Francisco, my goodness, they showed some sloppy play in the field that cost them multiple runs in the 3rd inning. Minnesota, they went up 5-1 for Joe Ryan, who was lights out. Another quality start. He punched out 4 over 5 innings. He's now 7-1 with a 2.21 ERA. The Rays actually lost a trade for once. If you have no idea, Joe Ryan came on over in the Nelson Cruz trade. Nelson Cruz, he effed off. He's not even with the Rays anymore, so that was a big fat L, but usually the Rays do end up winning. I mean, that's just one bad one, if I can think of any. Ryan Jeffers had a home run for fun, and the Minnesota Twins are 26-24. They're in first place, even though they're only 2 games above 500. That's how bad the AL Central is. But staying with the Central, we're going to talk about the Guardians and the White Sox after we talk about the update with Carlos Correa. He is dealing with plantar fasciitis in his left foot, which sounds awful, to be honest. Plantar fasciitis is what kind of ruined Albert Pujols' career, and yeah, maybe it's him compensating because that right foot or leg is giving him some issues, and we know what happened in the offseason where he went to the Giants, failed the medical, went to the Mets, failed the medical, but this is the other foot, so maybe it's just a case of he's putting all of his weight on the other one to compensate for his right foot actually being in pain. If Cleveland wins this game, they will stay 4 games back of first place, even though they have been flat out terrible this year. Yeah, that's not going to happen. The White Sox are trying desperately to right the ship and save the season before it's too late. It's 1-0 after TA7's RBI single. Then the wheels fell off completely for Cleveland in the 4th inning as Chicago went on to put up a 5 spot. Romy Gonzalez has torched the Guardians all series long, both in the batter's box and defensively, and that's when I turned it off. That pass ball, it was it for me. I turned this game off. It was an absolute embarrassment. I knew we were not going to sniff Michael Kopech, and man, was he lethal. 9 strikeouts over 7 shutout innings. He only walked 1 batter as well. Kopech, over his last 2 starts, he's been stupid. 3 hits combined over his last 15 innings. He has 19 strikeouts, no runs allowed. The White Sox are now just 1 game back of the Guardians for 3rd place. I can't remember the last time Cleveland was in 4th place. The White Sox are now 3 games back of the 2nd place Tigers, who got some help from the highly touted Riley Green. 440 feet, hello. He's turned it up since I said him and Torkelson need to be held accountable for basically sucking and being part of the failed rebuild in Detroit, but now they're coming around. Riley Green has a 390 batting average over his last 10 games, and in steps Zach Short as a pinch hitter in the 6th inning, and Short hit one long and far. Now, this is one of the craziest things I have said in any recap this year. Jonathan Scope, he used to be really good, but then he sucked. One of the worst hitters in baseball in 2022. He's played in 29 games in 2023. He has not had a single RBI until that point. So again, came into that game, 29 games played, 0 RBIs. Good for him. Alex Lang, he was not his best self out the pen, but he now has 9 saves on the year. The Tigers are 22-25, but they're in 2nd place. Yeah, the AL Central is awful. Tampa is looking to bounce back after being trounced 20-1 by the Jays in the game prior, and Shane McClanahan, he was on the bump. So when you have Shane McClanahan plus an angry offense trying to get some revenge, yeah, good things are going to happen. Isaac Paredes, he drove in the game's first run, and these 2 guys have been launching baseballs all year long. Luke Raley is the latest member into the 10 home run club. club, with Jose Siri just behind him with 8 home runs now. I mean, I think that Houston really did lose that trade because, yeah, they got Trey Mancini in a 3-team deal, but they had to give up Jose Siri in the process. Now, the scoring continued for Shane McClanahan with Margot tripling home another runner in the 4th inning. That one brought home Bethancourt. Wander Franco, he knew Margot was tired, so he said, hey, buddy, you can relax now. He drove him home so he can go to the bench and kind of take a breather. Shane McClanahan, he's pitching on rookie mode this year. He shut down the Jays for 1 run over 7 innings. He struck out 7, no walks. He has a 1.97 ERA with 75 strikeouts in 64 innings. He is the AL frontrunner right now to win the Cy Young. Siri and Franco both knocked in 1 more each. Wander, I just want to say this, he's basically hitting 290 with 7 home runs, 15 stolen bases. His 2.3 F4 is tied for 2nd best in all of Major League Baseball. The Rays, they win 7-3 over the Jays. Here we go, the Orioles at the Yankees. Mountcastle muscled a solo home run just moments after Gleyber Torres put the Yankees in front by 2. And look at IKF. His 2-run home run was followed up by Gleyber's 2nd of the season, his 9th, so they were just trading home runs back and forth. The Orioles got porched on that swing because Gleyber and really any other stadium, I don't know if that one leaves, but so did the Yankees. Adam Frazier, he stepped up for a 352-foot 3-run home run, giving him 6 home runs and 6 stolen bases. Hello? Baltimore, they scored 8 in the 7th inning. Gunnar Henderson ripped a double to score Jorge Mateo. Santander and Hayes, they both single in to drive home a few more runs. Felix Bautista, look at him, 12 saves. The Baltimore Orioles now have a 3-game lead over the Yankees for 2nd place. Nestor Cortez, he's got to find a way to not suck after 3 innings. He has a 2.1 ERA in the first 3, a 7.33 ERA from innings 4 to 6. Now, before we move on, I do want to show these sick web gems from Joey Ortiz, a rookie, and Anthony Volpe, a rookie. So both of those young guys were showing off the leather yesterday. I love when infielders dive to their left to snag it out the air and then they make the throw. Always fun to watch. The Nationals and the Padres, Juan Soto is still going at his former team, but Washington, they're going to get the last laugh in game number 2 of this series. Kyber Ruiz, he put his team out in front by 1, and Alex Call, he ripped an RBI double to give himself an 833 OPS versus lefties. Check out his Baseball Savant page. He doesn't hit the ball very hard, but he's fast, he plays amazing defense, and he rakes against lefties. A playoff team is definitely going to be interested in him. Rugen Odor, he's having the most Rugen Odor season ever. He's hitting 206 with an 86 OPS plus. Lane Thomas knocked an Alex Call to grab one of those runs back, and Kyle Finnegan, he came in the final inning. He has 10 saves as the Nationals beat the Padres 5-3. Marcus Stroman has been talking a lot of smack about the Mets. He literally said out loud that he was so happy that he's not on the Mets anymore, so he's looking for some payback in this one. Alvarez, Mr. Francisco Alvarez, had some other ideas. He nearly went 400 feet for a 2-run blast. He's hitting 300 with 3 home runs and 7 RBIs over his last 7. He cannot get 1 sent down and 2 keep hitting 9th. What is Buck Showalter doing? And here comes Chicago. RBI doubles from Dansby Swanson and Seiya Suzuki. They tie things up at 2-2. So Marcus Stroman, he could get the last laugh, and he's going to get it after Mike Tauchman laced one the other way for a go-ahead single. Nico Horner, he added to it. He has been special this year. His 3rd home run of the season, he's still hitting 295 with 12 stolen bases and a near 350 on base percentage. Stroman, he weaved his way through 8 innings. He was fired up after that double play, and he was talking smack to the Mets dugout. And Mark Leiter Jr. shut it down in the 9th inning as the Mets dropped the first 2 games of the series against the Mets. Now, Marcus Stroman was called out by an anonymous Mets player. I don't know if it was a Mets player, staff, or whatever it was, but he kept anonymous, which is not good in my opinion. If you're going to talk smack, say it with your chest. Put your face out there. The Marlins and the Rockies, baseball needs, and I mean needs, a bounce-back start from Sandy Alcantara, and it won't be easy because he's in Coors Field, a hitter's paradise, facing a pretty confident Colorado offense. A little yikes in the first as Profar doubled home Charlie Blackmon, but no worries. His lineup came through. Yuli went 4 for 4 on the day, and Luis Arias combined with Jonathan Davis got it to a 6th spot. By the way, Jonathan Davis, he was just traded for. He was on the Tigers, and the Marlins said, hey, there's no time to waste. They immediately insert him into the starting lineup, and I know that Sandy Alcantara was better in this one, but I do want to show this home run from Elias Diaz. He's hitting 343 with 5 home runs and 25 RBIs as a catcher. He's also been sick defensively. He's signed through 2025, so maybe he could be a sneaky trade piece for Colorado. Sandy went 6 innings, allowing 2 earned runs on just 4 base hits. He did walk 3, so he still kind of has to iron out all of the wrinkles. Soler, 14 home runs. The guy has been a man on a mission. He wants to hit 50 this year. Joey Wendell had 2 RBIs. The Marlins win easy 10-2 over the Rockies. Another easy game. Cardinals fans, shield your eyes. Tyler Stevenson of the Reds, he played at 2 in the 1st inning, and Kevin Newman, he doubled the lead on a double. Newman, he wanted more, so he grabbed his 3rd RBI on a single in the 3rd inning. You guys want to see a magic trick? So Oscar Oscar Mercado, he was running that baseball down. He turned an out into a home run. Magic! Nah, for real, that's gotta suck, but not for rookie Matt McClain. He now has 6 extra base hits after that home run, 6 RBIs in his first 8 games. Ben Lively, he gave up a few taters, which kind of sucks. I'm not gonna lie to you guys, his stuff was looking lively, full pun intended. He kept the St. Louis Cardinals off balance for most of the night. He struck out 8 Cardinals. Spencer Steer, he made it a 10 spot. Get this, Spencer Steer is hitting .340 with a near .950 OPS over his last 13 games. He's been really good. The Reds beat the Cardinals 10-3. That does it for all the games from yesterday. If you enjoyed, do not forget to leave a like, and if you're brand new, stick around, hit that subscribe button. We pretty much do this every single day. Thanks for watching, and be safe. Also, drink water. A lot of you are not drinking water.